Climate change can affect the UK's weather in many ways. One prediction is that as it gets warmer, we will get more rain, which in turn will generate large flooding events. I spoke to Edward Hanna, a lecturer in climate change, about why the UK will get this extreme wetter weather.
Well, it's having more moisture in the atmosphere through higher temperatures, that there's a physical relation that the warmer it gets, the more water vapour that the atmosphere can hold, and also there's more energy for evaporating water from the sea surface and driving storm systems. So there are basic physical laws that do determine that as it gets warmer it can also get wetter too.
When there's heavy rainfall, there's more water in the system, increasing the energy levels of the river. This allows it to pick up more material, such as the pebbles in front of me. It can also mean it can erode the back walls, such as it has done here. This can cause problems later down the line if the river floods, bringing material out of the river and over the floodplains and into people's homes.
In 2007, this area of Sheffield flooded badly. Due to new building sites around the area and rubbish build-up underneath the bridges over the River Don, it caused havoc when the river burst its banks. I visited Stephen, manager of the Fat Cat pub, which was severely flooded at the time.
The water was just about up to the bottom of where the seating is, so that was one thing that we were thankful for at the time. And we managed to get all the stools up on the seating upstairs, so we managed to limit some of the damage by doing that. This was the height that the water got to, so we put that on as a memento, as a reminder. If we walk across here, where these iron railings are now, this was actually a wall at the time, and so the water just came over the top of the wall out of this gate. The flats that you can see over there, they were being built at the time, and so that was a building site. So that's both contributed to the state of the actual gate, and of course it made the situation a lot more difficult with the flood.
And these floods are absolutely fundamental for river systems. They set the physical template, they influence the character of the river. Floods define the channel, where it goes, how large the channel is. And so under increased and higher floods, we're going to get a shift in the river. It might get bigger, it might get smaller, it might change direction. Also, as a result of these high flooding, we might get a change in water quality. Rivers depend on the water coming into them, but also the sediment coming into them. And if we get more water moving into the river system at higher frequency, we're likely to get more sediment coming into the river system. And so we'll get changes in the sediment budget, changes in the water budget. Fundamentally, this means that the whole physical template of a river system will be impacted by this change in flooding.
Floodplains are areas of land which the river can flood naturally onto. These are usually low-lying and not regularly used, such as parks and golf courses. 1 in 12 new homes built between 2001 and 2011 were built on floodplains.
Due to a rising population in the UK, these areas are being built on more and more.
Floodplains in cities and suburbs are areas where new homes are being built. This is because the infrastructure is already in place, so people can go to school and work without having to move away. But this does mean they are more at risk.